Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Round 2 Game 4 pregame show. The Rain can clinch a spot in the Pacific Division Finals today, and I'm here to talk all about it. Here we go. JD's and Lettleman, we are back with the pregame show. It is round 2, Game 4, Ontario Reign versus Coachella Valley Firebirds. And let me tell you, it has the making to be an exciting day and a memorable day for all you Reign fans. Look, Game 3 was a huge win. We're here in Game 4. Firebirds have their backs against the wall. And should the Reign win today, they will punch their ticket to the Pacific Division Finals for the first time since 2024, which is just a couple years ago. But if you remember, that series in the finals was against the Firebirds, and the Reign got swept in that series, left a distasteful feeling in everybody's mouths. And I'm sure that if they make it, whether it's against the Colorado Eagles or the Henderson Silver Knights, if they are able to win today, I'm sure they won't get swept, right? So let's get right into it. But first, a message from, you guys know the drill, Gowdy Law. We all know having a game plan is key, but when it comes to your family's future, are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help, specializing in estate planning. Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass away. Just like on the ice, preparation matters. Don't wait until the last minute to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today to start planning for the future. Get estate planning, pricing, and a free consultation right on their website. It's that simple. The price is right on their website. Gowdy Law, making estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. And as always, the link is in the description. If you're new here or you are just joining, what is up, everybody? My name is Anthony Collazo from Mayor's Manor, and I'm here to talk all about today's game between the Reign and the Firebirds. Now, it's a little bit interesting because we might see a different lineup. We might not. This is what we have on the Mayor's Manor pregame article. If you have not checked it out, check it out. Okay, mayorsmanor.com. This is what we got today. This is what we got. Now, these were the lines. We will talk about this later in the episode that Andrew Lord went with the middle of the game, so middle of the second period until the end of the game, the final buzzer. You got Logan Brown, top line. Brown, Godin, Gubman. You got Lee, Connors, Chromiak, Alexandrov, Pinelli, Wright, Isogai, Hughes, Yamson. That is a good fourth line. We will talk about that in just a second as well. Kirsanov, Booth, Hickes, Brustevich, Novikov, Millar. Same defensive pairings. Portillo in net, and copy the backup. Now, obviously, we all know that the goaltenders can be a little bit different. They might be rotating still after the game Portillo just had. We'll see. We'll see, because Copley had a great game too, and they were not. They went back to Eric Portillo. Joe in the chat says he is here, so that's a good thing. We're gonna have Joe here. What did Dom say? Hey, let's go Game 4. Let's pay back and close it out. All right, here we go. Let's try to get Joe in here real quick. Give me 1 second. We are going to go here, and we are going to get Joe right in there. Oh, Joe, your camera's the wrong way. I'll mute you, Joe. You can talk now. Is Joe here? Hey, Joe, your camera's the wrong way, buddy. And Joe cannot hear me. All right, we'll get to Joe in just a second, I guess. I don't.
Lovely.
We'll get to Joe in just a second when he comes back. Let me mute that real quick. Let me know in the chat when you're back, Joe. But yeah, that's what we have on Mayor's Manor. We'll see what he comes out with. Either way, it's not. The team is so deep, he can go with any lineup that he wants, and they can probably still win. Like, I don't agree with the lineup that he even has now. With Lee, God, and Gubman on the top line. I think Lee, Connors, and Wright was the best line that the Reign had the entire season. But he hasn't gone with that. And I feel like that lineup also sets up the rest of the lineup in a good way. Like you have Alexandrov, God, and Gutman, which I think Alexandrov plays better with those two. So it doesn't really matter what he goes with because the team is so good and his structure, his game plan, his scheme has this team winning games. But it's going to be interesting to see if he goes back to Logan Brown line one. Pretty sure he had Wright playing with Pinelli and Alexandrov, which is also, that's a good line in its own right. I think Joe is ready. Let's see if it's. Oh, there it is. Okay, now let me unmute him. Joe. Line one. Let's mute that. Let's mute that stream real quick, Joe. You got this. You got this, Joe. I don't think you can hear me still. All right, Joe. You're gonna have to let me know in chat when you're ready, buddy. When you can hear me. You said we're good, but I don't think you can hear me, dude.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Why can I not hear you?
He cannot hear me. So while he figures this out, I'm going to keep talking about the pregame. If you guys are here, make sure to leave a like down where it says hit like. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. We're doing this for every single Reign postseason game. And if they keep winning, the more we keep doing this. So it'll be it's a fun stretch of hockey here right now. Andrew Lord last game, I just talked about it, making that lineup switch. It was a ballsy decision. He did not have to do that. In fact, I would even say that if he kept the lineup the same with what has been working, with what won them game 2, I don't think anybody would have blamed him for not making a switch. And with that being said, the fact that he made the switch, and then he mixed the switch, and then the two guys that he moved to different lines with completely different players, they both scored. I'll go back to the lineup. So look at this is what he had at the beginning of the game. He had Lee, God, and Gutman, Alexander, Connors, Chromiak, Brown, Pinelli, Yamson, Isogai, Hughes, Wright. So this is what he did. He put Brown. Let's see if it highlights. He put Brown up to this first line right here, right? He moved Lee down, Lee, Connors, Chromiak, I believe. He moved Wright and Yamson. He swapped those two. And that's pretty much what he did. So he moved Brown up here where it was Brown, God, and Gutman. And guess what happens? Logan Brown scores with this line. Yamson goes down to here with these two players, Isugai and Hughes. And guess what Yamson does? He scores. By the way, that fourth line yesterday was so solid. So solid. And let me tell you, Jack Hughes is playing out of his mind right now. Out of his mind. If the Reign happen to win this series, we have to look at Jack Hughes a whole different way than what we looked at him the entire season. Because Jack Hughes, when you think of him, you're like, okay, well, first of all, stating the obvious, his name is Jack Hughes, right? Not the Devil's Jack Hughes, not American Hero Jack Hughes. But Jack Hughes on the Reign, right? The lesser known Jack Hughes. He had a good season, but not a great season, right? You don't really think of him as a key player. Well, let me tell you, he's a key player right now in the playoffs, especially defensively. I mean, his back checking has been unbelievable. He's closing lanes. He's intercepting passes. He's back checking, forward checking really hard. He's playing fast, and he's part of the reason why the Reign scored their first goal, which was huge last game in Game 3. Huge. Let's see if Joe... Yeah, Joe's just having issues. Let me see if I can... Let's try to get Joe in here. Is it me? Am I not able to... Let's see. Hold on.
Why can I not hear you?
Hold on. Are we good?
Speak.
Hello, hello. We good? Is Joe okay?
Shout out technology.
Joe.
Pain in the rear, baby. Why is this not?
Hello. Hello. See, this is what happens when you go live, and then Joe goes, "Oh, I can join, but I'm going to be like right on time," and then it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work.
Collazo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I can't. I can read your lips though.
Hello.
All right, I'm resetting my road. Hold on.
All right. Well, as Joe resets his road, I'm gonna keep going, and we might not even be able to get Joe's opinion in his podcast. I'll just be quite honest with you. So the Rain obviously won Game 3, dating back the last 3 Calder Cup playoffs. So this season, the previous season, and the season before that, teams are 13-1 in a 1-1 series when you win Game 3, and best of 5, obviously. The most recent example, Chicago Wolves versus Texas Stars. That series just ended, and the Wolves won Game 3, and they went on to win the series in 5. It was 11-1 before Tuesday's game. Now it's 13-1. So winning Game 3 was not just big. It wasn't just huge. It was like historically, the Reign now should not lose this series. They just shouldn't. Obviously, you still got to close it out because the Firebirds is the old adage. Excuse me. The Firebirds are going to come out and they are going to play their best hockey. Backs are against the wall. Against let's call it how it is. Against their rivals. Right? 79 miles west of Acrisure Arena is Toyota Arena. Right? These two fan bases, these two teams compete with each other for, I mean, is Palm Desert the Inland Empire? Not really, right? I mean, it's part of Riverside County, so I wouldn't really. Anyway, did you guys know that Palm Desert is part of Riverside County? I didn't know that until like 2 days ago. I might be the dumb one here. Did anyone else notice once Joe hopped on the volume dropped? Is the volume gone now? Oh no. Is the volume gone? The volume if you're, I don't know if the volume's gone, man. I don't know if the volume's gone because I can hear it on the YouTube. Maybe if I go up here. I close it out because the Firebirds is the old adage. Excuse me. Oh, the volume did drop a little bit, dude. That is weird because the volume shouldn't be dropping that way. That is very interesting. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it is doing that. Let's see if we can figure this out. By the way, if you're here, make sure to hit the like button. That is very, very interesting. I don't know why it is doing that. That is very interesting. Alrighty. Well, hopefully we can get that figured out in the future. But right now, we're going to finish the pod. And I don't think Joe's going to be able to join. So sorry, Joe. I very much apologize. Is the volume back up? Is it? It looks like it's back up now after I turn that off. Let me know, guys, if it's good now. Anyway, if you're still with us, thank you so much. Or with me, I guess. Thank you so much. But yeah, the Firebirds are going to play their best hockey. With that being said, though, the Reign won a game that I would call the best wins in sports. And let me tell you why. It's more prevalent, let's say, in boxing or MMA. But it works. It's the same way in hockey too. Because when you win a game that you should have lost, what are the coaches able to do? They're able to go back. They're able to look at the film. Okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Right? The Firebirds are going to look at their film and be like, okay, we can do some things differently, but other than that, we can play the same. The Reign and Andrew Lord, who's a very good coach, is going to watch the film, see what everything that they did wrong or things that they can do different, and they're going to come back and they're going to make those adjustments. And they won Game 3. And now they're able to come back out and, it's good now. That's crazy. I don't know why I was doing that. We will figure that out. I promise I will figure that out. But yeah. Let me adjust this. Okay. The biggest example of this, and I don't have like a good hockey example for it, but the best example I have of this, let's say Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 1 and 2. Now, if you guys are MMA fans, UFC fans, you guys know what I'm talking about. Leon Edwards was getting pummeled the first 24 minutes of that fight, right? The commentators were writing his obituary. It is the good old famous line from that fight. We were writing his obituary, Daniel Cormier said. Leon Edwards knocks out Kamaru Usman, who at that time was getting GOAT conversations at the welterweight division. He knocks him out. Then in the second fight, everybody was like, oh, Kamaru Usman is going to come out and he's going to, Leon got lucky. No, Leon, he pretty much got an immediate rematch because he won. Like, Edwards won when he was getting smoked. It's almost like he got a rematch and he can do everything different, but he won that fight, right? So obviously, and Leon comes out and outclasses Usman in the second fight. That's what I think is going to happen here today, and I think that's the reason why I think the Reign have a good chance of winning, is that they can go watch the film, see everything that they did wrong, because they did get outplayed for the majority of that game. Like, probably up for a good 50 minutes that they were outplayed. Outside those 2 goals in 80 seconds. And they're going to be able to come back out, make the adjustments, and I do think that they're going to win this Game 4. The key to this game, and I think Joe was going to mention this if he was able to join, is you gotta score early and you gotta score often. The Reign have not scored first in this entire series. In their 2 wins, they have had to, they got scored on first and had to bounce back and battle back and kind of grind their way to their first goal before they get a second goal. So just score first. If you can score first and you can take the air out of Acrisure Arena, that is the biggest key to winning. Take the air out of that arena, and you'll be set up for the rest of the game. I do think that it's going to be a bigger crowd than Tuesday. Obviously, elimination game. I don't think that fans are going to see this game as a... They're going to come to the game knowing that this is potentially the last time that they are able to see the Firebirds this season. So I do think it's going to be a little bit more of a packed house. Firebirds fans are very passionate. They are a very good fan base. So just take the air out of that arena, score first, maybe even score second too. If you can make it 2-0 in the first and second period, that would be ideal. Obviously, in the dream world or in a perfect world, that would happen. And we all know world's not perfect. You guys hear about the hantavirus, by the way, whatever it's called? That's crazy, right? Not a perfect world. But yeah. One last thing before we get out of here. Like, the fourth line has just been so good recently, and I just want to show you guys what I mean. They put pressure on Furcus. He turns over the puck. It's Iso guy, drops it to Hughes. Hughes with the shot, rebound, and Yamson is right there. Let's just watch it again real quick. Pressure. Iso guy, Hughes shoots, Yamson rebound. And that was a makeshift fourth line that Lord literally put together not too long before this goal. I do like that fourth line. I really do. Now, I do think Yamson is a little bit too creative to play on the fourth line. But I think if Jack Hughes is playing the way he is and Kenta Iso guy is fast, I don't think Yamson on the fourth line is all that bad of an idea. It's not like he's playing with, Pavlichev or whatnot. He's playing with Hughes and and East guy is not like a fourth line that's big. It's not like he's playing with Doughty, right? I do like that fourth line. I don't think that I would be too upset if Florida kept that the same. I do think he's overthinking a little bit. I do think Lee Connor's right. Needs to be a line. Alexandrov gone in Gutman. I do think Alexandrov was getting... We were getting the most out of his game when he was on the first line with Godin and Gutman, which, to be fair, Godin has that tendency on people. If you remember last season, Chromiak was having an abysmal season before he started playing with Godin on that first line, and then Chromiak turned it around. And it kind of set the stage for the season that he had this year. I mean, it really did. I mean, could you imagine if Chromiak didn't have the end of that season last year, what he would potentially be this year? He probably wouldn't even be back. So, whatever clip says, let's go. I think that's all I got today, guys. I promise we will get this audio thing figured out. I thought we had it figured out. The issue is that, I don't want to blame Joe, right? I appreciate Joe for rushing home and trying to hop on. But we need to test the audio before we go on live. And Joe got home, I think, literally like the minute I went live. So yeah. Guys, the Reign they can potentially punch their ticket to the Pacific Division Finals today. And if they do that, the post-game pod is going to be, it's going to be a party tonight. All right, if they win, if it doesn't go to overtime, because if it goes to overtime, that changes everything. Maybe we go live tomorrow. But if everything gets settled in regulation and the Reign happen to win, midnight will probably be our stream start time, and we'll go from there. With that being said, thank you guys for watching Season 2, Episode 40 of the Make Your Rain podcast. Again, this is the pregame show. We will be live hopefully later tonight, barring overtime or double overtime or triple overtime or quadruple overtime. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on all socials, especially Instagram and Facebook. And I will see you guys in a post-game show. And the next time I see you guys, perhaps the Reign have made it past the Coachella Valley Firebirds. We will see you guys